Welcome to the Scottish Rite Journal podcast, an audio presentation of the Scottish Rite Journal, brought to you by the Supreme Council of the Scottish Rite, Southern Jurisdiction, Mother Supreme Council of the World. This message brought to you from our Sovereign Grand Commander Jim Cole, 33rd degree, is called My Stapler and comes from the January-February 2024 issue of the Scottish Rite Journal.
Hello, Jim Cole here, Sovereign Grand Commander. I'd like to share with you my article entitled My Stapler. Normally, it just sits on my desk, awaiting its next use. Some days I don't use it, but other days I use it often. When called into action, it is greatly appreciated, for it is effective in accomplishing its mission. It is my stapler. It is a rather simplistic piece of equipment, powered by my own physical force, using a spring-driven mechanism that advances the next staple for use once the initial staple is discharged. Interestingly, one of the parts of the stapler is called the anvil, which is the strike plate against which a single staple is pressed, bending the legs of a staple, normally inward, to form the cinch. I think a stapler can be compared to one's friendship with another individual. Even when we are around our friends regularly, we may not always be putting our friendship to its most effective use. Friendship is of no use to a single person, just like a stapler is not needed until one intends to join two or more pieces of paper together. Human friendships require the involvement of at least two people. A stapler works by driving, with the necessary force, the two legs of a small wire staple against the unmoving surface of the anvil. Human friendships are sometimes best forged when friends can join to face what may seem to be an immovable object, such as personal problems, health issues, or job concerns. Friends who have been forced to face a tough situation together will normally enjoy a stronger bond in the future. Like the stapling process, the best friendships may require each friend to bend a little so that the two can meet and join in a stronger bond. Humans need to realize that we cannot be so rigid in our thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that we miss the chance to connect with others. People who are unwilling to bend just a little to accept the ideas of others face the same risk of a staple that would not bend. The papers intended to be joined will not stick together. The result could be lost or disorganized papers, a potential mess. Successful, lasting human friendships require the ability to move forward like the stapler advancing to the next staple. We often face situations with our friends that require us to forgive and to move on. We must have a springing mechanism in our friendship, just as the stapler uses a spring to move the next staple into position. My stapler also reminds me that energy is necessary in friendships. The stapling process requires the application of force, without which the process fails. Friendships take energy. They take work. My stapler does not work unless I operate it. My friendships are of no value if I fail to apply some effort to the process. The next time you use your stapler, think about your friends. Perhaps allow the occasion to remind you to check on a friend whom you have not seen recently. you might just cinch that friend a little closer. After all, there is no need to go through this life like a single piece of paper, unattached and unsupported, blowing off your desk at the slightest breath of despairing wind.